I'm Cori Lausen with Wildlife Conservation Society Canada. Our bat conservation program operates across British Columbia and Alberta. We have a number of projects, of which 2 are occurring in the Golden area. Burgess James Gadsden Provincial Park is a site of some roost enhancement where we're using bark to create anthropogenic roosts made out of poles and fake bark to simulate old growth trees. And in Nicholson and Spillimachine, we are monitoring using bat detectors through the North American Bat Monitoring Program to determine what species are present and over time track relative abundance. The North American Bat Monitoring Program is grid cells, 10 kilometers by 10 kilometers, spread across all of North America. And in British Columbia, we are monitoring about 54 grid cells, of which 2 occur in the Golden area. The roost enhancement that we are doing in the Burgess James Gadsden Provincial Park area is part of the ecosystem recovery plan for that region and may expand over time. These bark mimic roosts are essentially enhancing habitat for bats that roost in trees under bark by creating fake or even real bark attached to poles. Why bats? Well, they are a significant component of the biodiversity in British Columbia. They represent nearly 20% of all small mammal species. They play important roles in keeping our ecosystems healthy as insectivores. They are the primary consumers of nighttime insects. And just like ungulates, bats are a diverse group of species that have very different niches. A comprehensive bat inventory has not yet been done in the Golden region, but we do anticipate potentially 11 species in the area. In green are the ones that we have detected so far using acoustics this past summer. And further monitoring will be needed, including some capture, hopefully post-pandemic, to allow us to narrow down exactly what species are here, because not all species can be picked up using acoustics. Roosting in trees are the species that I have highlighted here in blue. Most species then do in fact use trees, which is why our old growth mimic roost trees that we are installing are going to appeal to a large number of species of bats. That is in stark contrast to bat boxes, which are growing in popularity but appeal mainly to 2 species in the Golden area, potentially a third, but far less species than would be using bark. Most of the species in the area are likely to be at risk from white nose syndrome, which is an invasive fungus that kills bats while they hibernate in winter. 2 of the species will migrate south and will not be at risk. So in this area then, we don't know if we can do anything about white nose syndrome, but what we can do is start to build resiliency in our bat populations, and that is going to be done by reducing our cumulative stressors. So we need to conserve, restore, enhance roost habitats, reduce pesticide and biocide use, and we need to inventory and monitor so that we know what species we have and what their baseline levels are in terms of population, so that we know how to manage these bat populations pre and post white nose syndrome.